inquiries from different suppliers. You also have the other when you're acknowledging orders or payment, okay, or when you're making simple adjustments, or when you're making appointments, okay. So those are forms letters. Yeah, so what are some of the advantages of form letters? We say they save on time, especially when you're sending the same message to the same group of people. They are very cheap because you don't have to keep typing all the time. So this form are already prepared, and therefore they are just issued when required. Then we say they are good quality, and sometimes they help fix responsibility, etc. So we've got different types of forms. We've got the complete forms. Yeah, a complete form is where everything is standard, like dear student, dear customer. So the same information is shared to everybody. Then we've got guided form, which we say these are memo that are prepared to for purposes of uh when you have different situation, when you have different kinds of situation. Yeah, so sometimes you've got different needs from somebody else, so this is a guided form. Then of course we have a paragraph form. This is more of a letter containing a number of paragraph or booklets. And we have got now the design or the guideline, yeah, that you need to follow when you're writing this form design. Okay, you need to have the function, and the reference number of the form should be clearly shown at the top of that application form. The name of the organization should also appear. The overall design should be uncomplicated, meaning it should be very easy. The wording should be clear and concise. You also need to ensure that information or information that you consider important is highlighted. Then you also need to have separate any part that is not intended for completion. There's that part that is written for official use only, so that part is supposed to be separated from the other forms that are above. Okay, then we say we have what we call the questionnaires. Yeah, questionnaires are just forms that are designed and prepared, and they are normally given out to gather out certain information. Yeah, I'm sure you've gotten to the street where you find somebody with a form asking you for certain information as they fill in. That is what we call the questionnaire. We've got different type. We've got the structured questionnaire. We've got the open-ended questionnaire, close-ended and mixed questionnaires. Okay, so why is it important to have what are some of the ways or the purpose of a good questionnaire? We say a good questionnaire should have a purpose. Yeah, what is the purpose of you collecting that information? The wordings need to be correct. Yeah, some features of a good questionnaire is that it should create non-threatening questions. Sometimes there's some questions that you are asked and you feel like you're being threatened. Yeah, so when you're coming up with those questions, ensure that they're not threatening. Ask for answers only. Yeah, accommodate all possible answer. Don't dismiss somebody, especially when you're asking them for certain information. It's you who needs the information, so don't dismiss them. Okay, yeah, then do not imply desired answer. Don't give your answer. I could have my own answer, but let my answer be. Yeah, don't put words into my mouth to mean what you want to understand. Okay, so ensure that you do not use emotional, yeah, or vague or difficult words. Yeah, then make sure that it is not dependent on responses to previous questions. So it is very important for you to be able to understand why this form is, how to get to fill in the questionnaire. So we've got certain rules of analyzing data from a questionnaire. So what you do when you're analyzing data, ensure that you make copies of your data and store the master copy away. before you edit. Okay, so after that you tabulate the information, that is add up the rating, the ranking, the yes and the no's for each question. Okay, then we also say for rating and ranking, consider computing a mean score or an average for each question and rank them independently. Yeah, so consider conveying the range of answers, e.g. 10 people asked, 10 people ranked 1 to 30, or 30 people ranked 2. So give how many people did this and how do you rank them. Okay, then keep all commentary for several years after completion in case you might need to go back and refer. Okay, so these are documents, what you mentioned above are just ways of written or methods of written communication which are very important, yeah, for you to be able to understand what questionnaires are, the different types of questionnaire. When we say we have got unstructured, we mean they're used at the time of the interview and they only act as a guideline to the interviewer. Okay, so these are unstructured questionnaires. They are very flexible and they expose personal experience, beliefs, etc. Like, for example, if you went for an interview, the person who is the interviewee, yeah, will ask you certain information. So when they're asking you that, they have a form that is guiding them on what questions they need to ask. That is another form, or what you call an structured questionnaire. Then you've got open-ended questions. These are used to allow the respondent freedom of expressing personal views and ideas. They do not provide any structures for the respondents' replies. Then we've got close-ended questionnaires, which we say they are limited, clearly stated alternatives, either yes or no, or true or false. Okay, then of course you've got mixed questionnaire, which we say they are questionnaires that combine the element of both closed and open questionnaire. Then we've got pictorial. Pictorial means they have pictures that you're able to see as you answer the question. Then of course you've got the probing questionnaire, yeah, which is answered using a simple yes or no. Okay, yeah, so then of course you've got the open-ended question, which has a question which cannot be answered with a simple yes or no, but gives the person answering the question scope to give information that would seem appropriate. Now, this kind of a questionnaire, it does not require the respondent to say yes or no. Instead, it gives them an option of giving out as much information as possible. Okay, so I hope by now you should be able to understand forms, or to be able to define what written communication is, yeah, the different methods that are used, different methods of written communication, where we said you have got business correspondences like letters, we've got minutes, we've got reports, we've captured memos, we've captured forms, and we've also captured the questionnaires. Okay, so those are the different methods that are used when communicating in writing. Okay, so by now I have captured all those factors, all those methods that are used when communicating in writing. So I hope up to that point I am very clear. So the other thing that I also want to remind you is that we shall be having our cards in the course of this week. Most probably we'll have it on Thursday. And basically it is out of 30 marks, but I'm gonna set my cards, or the cards, on what we have captured so far. So I'm encouraging you to make sure that you go back to your notes, make sure that in case you have issues that you don't understand and you want to seek some clarification, kindly let me know, so that we're able to be able to move together as a team. Okay, so you don't feel like there's something you didn't understand or there's something that you need to clarify. Please feel free to be able to contact me, and I'll be able to guide you accordingly. Otherwise, I wish you guys a very nice afternoon and a very nice weekend. Bye for now.